The idea of lore.land and boonbanebone.com is that there would be all these Easter eggs in art, and they'd be connected somehow and explorable and build towards a world that could be imaginatively shared. And it's been difficult to describe this because when the art was here in the same place, my father removed it. Not just removed it, like rearranged it so I couldn't describe the story that I was telling earlier. And in the meantime, I have been developing, I have been building, I have been writing. But what makes this relatable? How do I describe why everything is arranged the ways that it is? When I was performing stand up more regularly, I discovered that clever jokes can be acknowledged by an audience, but they only really laugh when there's a punchline. And it's been difficult to describe what this means in practical terms for my ecosystem. The modern media landscape kind of incentivizes us to look for the person, look for the content to get to the point. And that can change the ways. What am I saying? I mean, what is the point, you know? I want to be able to describe that there are reasons why people would engage with actual media, why they would develop ideas and stories and wonder about how everything fits together and come up with concepts that have some amount of cohesion and draw interest are reasons why people would wonder and actually develop things. And it has been difficult to describe this because my father doesn't want to engage with it. And that's made me feel kind of down because at times when it would have made it really just a lot easier for me to access employment or income or maintain relationships, etc., it's just not been the priority. It's been so deprioritized that it's been made more difficult for me to add that kind of dimension to my life. So as I navigate this pile and I describe that it is possible to make this amount of art and actually care about it, I want to point to motivation. And I know that it might not come through in my voice right now because I do feel kind of sad going through this and wishing that I could describe this more consistently. I was working on a movie last year and that was interrupted. And I can describe that you can go through a pile of art and associate a story with it. You can ask ChatGPT to generate a story, and then your relationship with the story might be more pronounced. You might care about the narrative more if there's some sort of visual that you're invested in, that you find compelling enough, etc. So this boon bane bone bonk honk concept, paired with the how to make a boon honk idea, points to a style, it points to a consistent ecosystem, a consistent grammar people can navigate. And the teal stripes vibes mnemonic is meant to be a parallel to describe the fundamental motivation behind some of these scenes. Is it fundamental motivation to describe the stylistic cohesion? To describe the reasons why people would engage with a particular style? Now we can come up with ideas for what we want to interact with and make that the reason somebody's engaging with the structure. Like if you see something on a menu and it's the special of the day, it might stand out more and it might be the reason that you choose that particular dish. I often receive feedback that people want to see my art more, and I can't talk about it often. Sometimes the TV's going on in the background. If I start to make videos, then my dad will make sounds. At times when I've been making videos, he would hum in the background because he just really doesn't want to hear me, even though the content that I make is relevant for the business that he has. I guess it's not as relevant anymore because he's pivoted into a space where he doesn't need to think about software. And that, well, I mean, what can I say about this? I want to make fewer videos where the thing on my mind is how much I want to leave. And it's difficult to. Though I am motivated, I do care about the projects I've been working on for years, and I can continue to work on them. I can continue developing them. I can ask ChatGPT to increment the dimensions that I notice and have conversations that bias my perception and notice different things and reflect on the things that I notice and engage with a sensory experience that makes my thoughts feel more tangible, makes my world feel more cohesive, makes the reasons that I create feel more meaningful. So I know it's possible to progress through a story like this, and I can describe that there are other people who have contributed to the concept that I'm exploring. I've been working with authors in a variety of capacities, authors on book talks, some authors in my family. So I have been developing, I have been consistently making progress, even though it has been extremely discouraging to not be able to make excited videos with upbeat tones, clarifying why I would. If everyone's just clicking through AI and accepting prompts and we don't really know how to describe them, then the experiences we want to share are going to be more based on resources and scarcity. Is that what I want to say? I mean, oftentimes our interactions are based on resources, but entering a scarcity mindset where we only really interact with each other when we need a thing, and when we do need a thing, it's the time that we need it. It's not because we want to spend the time. I noticed that there is a push towards whimsy, there is a push towards more organic collaboration, more reasons that we would spend time together. And I'm curious about where that can go. I'd like to encourage that.